Welcome to our channel where we talk about global economic issues. Today we will be discussing the collapsing US dollar's hegemony and the rise of China's yuan. For decades, the US dollar has been the dominant currency used for international trade, investments, and reserves. But now, with China's growing economic power and the government's efforts to internationalize the yuan, the global economic landscape is changing rapidly. Let's take a closer look at what's happening. First, let's talk about the US dollar's hegemony. The US dollar has been the world's reserve currency for more than 70 years, and this has given the US a significant economic advantage. It has allowed the US to borrow money at low interest rates, which has fueled economic growth and prosperity. However, in recent years, the US has accumulated a massive debt, and this has weakened the dollar's value. The COVID-19 pandemic has also had a significant impact on the US economy, leading to unprecedented levels of government spending. Second, let's discuss China's yuan. The yuan is the official currency of China, and in recent years, China has made significant efforts to internationalize the currency. In 2016, the International Monetary Fund, IMF, added the yuan to its basket of reserve currencies, which was a significant step for China. This move has allowed other countries to hold the yuan as part of their foreign exchange reserves. China's Belt and Road Initiative, BRI, has also contributed to the yuan's rise. The BRI is a massive infrastructure project aimed at connecting China with Asia, Africa, Europe, and the Middle East. It has created new trade routes and increased economic activity in these regions, and many countries have begun to use the yuan in trade transactions. In addition to China's efforts to internationalize the yuan, other countries have started using the yuan for international trade as well. Russia, Iran, and Saudi Arabia are some of the countries that have begun to use the yuan in trade transactions. Russia, for example, has been hit hard by US sanctions, and has been actively seeking to reduce its reliance on the US dollar. In 2019, Russia's central bank announced that it would start diversifying its foreign exchange reserves away from the US dollar and towards other currencies, including the yuan. This move has allowed Russia to reduce its exposure to US sanctions and increase its economic ties with China. Iran, too, has been hit hard by US sanctions, and has turned to the yuan as a way to bypass these sanctions. In 2012, China and Iran signed a currency swap agreement that allows them to trade in their own currencies, rather than using the US dollar. This has allowed Iran to continue trading with China despite US sanctions. Saudi Arabia, on the other hand, has traditionally been a close ally of the US, but has recently been looking to diversify its economic ties. In 2018, Saudi Arabia issued its first yuan-denominated bond, and has also signed several agreements with China aimed at boosting economic cooperation. The use of the yuan in these transactions allows Saudi Arabia to reduce its reliance on the US dollar and expand its economic ties with China. Other countries, such as Turkey, Pakistan, and the United Arab Emirates, have also started to use the yuan in international trade transactions. These countries are attracted to the yuan's stability and the potential benefits of diversifying their foreign exchange reserves. Finally, let's talk about the implications of the rising yuan. The yuan's rise could potentially challenge the dominance of the US dollar, which could have far-reaching consequences. If the yuan becomes a more widely used currency, it could lead to a decline in demand for the US dollar, which could lead to higher borrowing costs for the US government. It could also shift the balance of power in global politics, with China potentially becoming a more influential player in international affairs. The collapsing US dollar's hegemony and the rise of China's yuan are complex issues with far-reaching implications. The rise of the yuan represents a significant shift in the global economic landscape, and it will be interesting to see how this trend develops over the coming years. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.